I'm now standing in the sunken backyard behind the basement kitchen of Williamson's house, and we're approaching the staircase where we go down into the Sandstone Chamber, and that leads us on down to the gash, which goes down into the Banqueting Hall. So through the arch here we're looking at the entrance stairs to take us down to the Sandstone Chamber. It hasn't always been like this. We recreated this entrance back to the way it used to be in Williamson's day, as far as we're aware. But in the early days, when we used to come down here, we had to go down through a steel hatch in the ground, which is there above my head now. And it involved a ladder of about 7 meters long. It was quite a drop down to the floor of the Sandstone Chamber below us. We did that for many years using harnesses and fall arrest equipment to make sure everybody felt safe. But when we excavated out this area here that leads down to the Sandstone Chamber, we realised that the wall across here had been put in at a later date, and so we decided then to remove that piece of wall, and we installed this steel staircase, which now makes it a whole lot easier for ourselves and for our visitors to go down below. So I'm going to take you down now and show you the Sandstone Chamber, which lies below here. It's rather a special little chamber. The stonework is really quite something. All these stones here are wedge shaped and they fit together beautifully. We don't think this serves any real purpose. Maybe just an experiment for Williamson's men to prove what they could do and the quality of their workmanship. So there you look at the back of the Sandstone Chamber. I'm now halfway down the stairs. So I'm going to go down to the bottom now. And here we are. I've reached the floor. This chamber is only about 25 feet long at the very most, and about 20 feet wide. And there we are looking back up the staircase. Just had a drip of water land right on the camera. There's a rather interesting feature in this chamber, quite apart from the quality of the stonework. All these stones here beautifully finished off with the Williamson pattern. For no good reason. Nobody was ever going to see it, and it doesn't serve any purpose. And there has been a brick arch tunnel which continued through from the back of the chamber. We don't know what it is and we don't know what it was, but unfortunately we have had a dig on the other side of the fence and we found that there's nothing left. Wherever that brick built tunnel went to, it's been completely destroyed and there's nothing left to show for it. We've left all this rubble in here, but an awful lot more has been cleared out. Now this is a rather interesting feature in the sidewall. We call it the caver's squeeze. It might not look much, but I don't know whether the camera can really show it to you. Oops, but it actually goes about 30 yards, 30 meters, straight out through the back of our site. And it used to go out into open air in the sloping hillside beyond, but not anymore. A few people have been along there and it's a real squeeze. And there's a trench in the floor leading from it, which goes across under those steel plates and disappears on the other side. We're going to go down there in a minute. I'll just give you a view of the corner where we'll be going under the staircase, round to the left, and then into a feature that we call the gash, which is a deep, narrow cut in the rock which leads down into the Banqueting Hall. We don't know why it exists or how it was cut out or when or why. But it's the only way really to get into the Banqueting Hall, and that's where we'll be going to have a look next. There's looking back up to the surface. Some massive rocks in the building of this sandstone chamber. Some of those are up to about 3/4 of a ton in weight, and they all fit together beautifully. A real masterpiece, really. So that's the Sandstone Chamber. Next step is I'm going to take you down under the stairs there, around the corner, and we'll take a look at the view looking down the gash as we go into the banqueting hall below Williamson's house.